colleague Xiao Su alerts Hong Kong Special Agent Lin Dong to the threat posed by Dr. James, a crucial witness, as he rushes to the hospital to see his daughter Cece, whose leukemia has worsened. Lin hesitates before pulling over to meet up with Xiao Su and their unit right outside the hospital. Dr. James injects himself with a drug before the unit arrives and brings a mechanical heart with him. The group ambushes the unit as it is escorting him away, killing most of the troops and seriously wounding Lin Dong and Xiao Su. The group is led by a monstrous-looking guy named Andre and is outfitted in unusual black armor and cutting-edge weaponry. Lin Dong uses his car to jam Dr. James against an oil tank before Andre can apprehend him. After Andre escapes the collision with the automobile, Lin shoots the oil tank, setting off a massive explosion. Dr. James takes Lin's call while he lies critically hurt, informing him that Cece had passed away in the hospital. But it is later revealed that Andre and Lin Dong have both survived, despite the fact that Andre's injuries have left him a cyborg. Author Rick Rogers, who lives in Sydney, Australia, has written a book called Bleeding Steel, which is about a US Marine who had a mechanical heart put 13 years ago. When Lee Sen, a young man dressed like a female prostitute, pays Rogers a visit at his hotel, he gives him drugs and uses his computer to download information about the book. Rogers is tortured by a lady dressed in black when she storms the office and demands to know where the book's inspiration came from. Lin Dong, who has also arrived to discover the same answer, attacks the woman in black while Lee Sen hides in the bathtub of the suite. The woman in black kills Rogers, and everyone has to flee as the police show up. After making her way back to Andre's headquarters in a state-of-the-art airship, the woman in black gives him a briefing on the unsuccessful operation. He uses CCTV footage to identify Lee Sen and Lin Dong, sending the woman after Lee Sen, who has already made his getaway. Using the information he had obtained from Rogers, Lee Sen locates Nancy, a young woman who had been having dreams about a lab where odd experiments were carried out. She has been seeing a spiritualist to deal with them, and the spiritualist informed Rogers about the dreams. The woman in black finds her, but Lin Dong and Lee Sen work together to save her and bring her to safety. Nancy turns out to be Cece, who was brought back to life by Dr. James, who had been experimenting with human genetic engineering, particularly with regeneration, in an effort to produce bioroid troops that would never die. With the mechanical heart attached, James granted Cece the ability to regenerate herself by infusing her with the chemical substance he had injected himself, a biogenetic blood substitute. But because of her brief loss of memory, Cece was placed in an orphanage for her own protection, with Lin Dong and his former squad keeping a covert eye on her. James's memories, which left their mark on the blood substitute he had injected himself with, are the source of her nightmares. His blood was also used in her resurrection. Another test subject was Andre, a former Special Forces soldier who spied on the project for a well-known Korean arms dealer who intended to pilfer James' findings and profit from it. Andre's treatment went wrong, allowing his cells to gradually consume him from the inside out. As retaliation, he killed the arms dealer and his family. James's only successful subject of his accomplishments was Cece, since he passed away shortly after his surgery on her. After bringing Cece and Lee Sen to his home, Lin Dong locks the young guy in his high-tech safe and visits the spiritualist, discovering that he has been murdered. Cece flees to catch a flight back to James' deserted house, where she finds a bank vault key that James had concealed in addition to her old recollections of her father. Lin Dong follows her and meets up with Xiao Su again, but before he gets to Cece, the woman in black kidnaps her, takes her to Andre's aircraft, and locks her up in his laboratory. After Lee Sen, who had freed himself, rejoins them, they head to the bank vault, where Xiao Su has detained the woman in black while she is attempting to take a video camera out of the vault. After watching the footage of Andre's disastrous bioroid conversion on the camera, Lin and Xiao Su conclude that Andre is dying and requires Cece's blood to give him the regenerative effect in order to live. Andre takes Cece's blood and injects it into himself on board his aircraft to heal his body. An unbreakable security screen thwarts the attempts of Lin Dong, Xiao Su, and Li Xin to break out of the spaceship. Because Andre is forced to join the fight before the transfusion is finished due to the trio's conflict with his goons, Cece has enough time to fully recover and assist her father. Li Xin is trapped in an explosion after Lin and the others hurl Andre into the airship's reactor core, causing an overload and the destruction of the lab. Before Lin Dong can join Xiao Su and Cece in their parachute escape from the airship, Andre attacks him. Lin Dong has the strength to fend off Andre and tears his heart out of his chest since during their previous meeting, Andre had unintentionally infused Lin Dong with Cece's improved blood. Lin leaps from the airship without a parachute just before the craft is destroyed by a last explosion, killing Andre, but Xiao Su and Cece manage to catch him by using the canopy of their own chute. Following the incident, as Lin Dong, Cece, and Xiao are having fun together, Lin finds out from his colleague that Li Xin was the son of the arms dealer who had contacted James for information, and that Li Xin had been plotting to kill Andre in retaliation for his family's death for years. Lin also understands that Li had acted sincere affectionately toward Nancy/Cece while they were friends at the orphanage. Li Xin is depicted as having survived in Norway, where he shows an interested bidder the cassette containing James' findings and subsequently declines the buyer's offer.